It sort of rehashed old revelations with a new twist. As it turns out, we've apparently been wrong all along. Britain is a nasty, racist hellhole where only magnificent Meghan stood up to all this, and the world's biggest victim.
Prince Harry went into court confidently. He's been preparing for years and was ready for a fight.
The Duke of Sussex has once again caught everyone's attention, leaving people across the UK shocked, confused, and asking questions. In a surprising move, Prince Harry has announced that he is separating from Meghan Markle after many years of marriage. So, could he really be ending things with Meghan? Were there problems in their relationship? Why is this happening now, and what does it mean for the royal family? Join us as we uncover Prince Harry's shocking decision to divorce his wife, Meghan. Prince Harry's shocking announcement. When Prince Harry made the startling statement, "I am divorcing Meghan," it immediately caused a huge reaction, not just in the United Kingdom but across the world. The announcement sent shockwaves through the royal family, fascinated royal watchers, and captivated the global media. For many people, it felt almost unimaginable that one of the most famous couples of the modern era could be on the brink of separating. The news dominated headlines for days and sparked endless debates on social media, television, and newspapers. The royal family has always been in the public eye, and any personal decision made by its members tends to attract massive attention. But Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's relationship has been particularly closely watched. Since their wedding in 2018, they have been seen as both modernizing figures in the monarchy and as controversial figures who challenge royal traditions. Their love story was celebrated as a fairy tale at first, but it quickly became clear that their lives would never be private. Every appearance, every word, and even every small disagreement seemed to be reported worldwide. So when Harry announced a divorce, it wasn't just a private matter. It became global news. The reaction in the United Kingdom was immediate and intense. Many Britons were shocked, feeling a mix of disbelief, sadness, and curiosity. Tabloids, which often thrive on royal drama, had a field day. Headlines screamed about the split, the reasons behind it, and the possible consequences for the monarchy. Some people expressed sympathy for both Harry and Meghan, understanding that their lives have been under extreme pressure and public scrutiny. Others criticized them, suggesting that the couple's decision reflected broader tensions between modern values and royal tradition. It became a national conversation, with pundits, journalists, and the public weighing in from every angle. For royal watchers, people who closely follow the lives of the British monarchy, Harry's announcement was like watching history unfold. Analysts and commentators began discussing the implications in detail. They considered questions such as how this divorce would affect the royal family's public image, how it might change the balance of power within the monarchy, and what it would mean for the future of Prince Harry's children. Every move the couple had ever made was suddenly re-evaluated in light of the divorce announcement. Royal watchers looked at past interviews, speeches, and public appearances to find clues about what may have gone wrong. The international media also reacted strongly. News outlets around the world covered the story, making it a global conversation. For many, Harry and Meghan's divorce symbolized not just a royal breakup, but a larger cultural story about love, fame, and personal freedom. Some media coverage focused on the glamorous side of their lives, their wealth, their travels, and their charitable work, while others delved into the personal and emotional struggles the couple has faced. Across Europe, America, Asia, and beyond, people were talking about what this divorce might mean, not just for the royals, but for the idea of monarchy in the 21st century. Social media played a huge role in amplifying the news. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook exploded with reactions. Fans, critics, and curious onlookers all shared their opinions. Memes, hashtags, and posts spread rapidly, making the announcement even more impossible to ignore. For Harry and Meghan, who have had a complicated relationship with the media in the past, this coverage was both predictable and overwhelming. Every aspect of their lives, from fashion choices to public statements, became linked to the divorce, showing just how closely the public follows their personal decisions. The announcement also sparked conversations about the pressures of royal life and the challenges of living in the spotlight. Harry and Meghan have been vocal about the difficulties they faced dealing with intrusive media coverage and public scrutiny. Their decision to step back from senior royal duties in 2020 was seen as a move to gain more personal freedom. Now, with a divorce on the horizon, those struggles were once again in the spotlight. Experts, psychologists, and journalists debated how fame, tradition, and constant media attention might have contributed to the couple's difficulties. But were there issues in their marriage? Let's find out. Trouble in Harry and Meghan's marriage. The marriage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle has long been a subject of public fascination. From the moment they first appeared together on the royal stage, people around the world watched them with admiration. They seem to have the kind of love story that many dream about. A prince meets an American actress, sparks fly, and the world watches their romance unfold. But like many relationships, theirs has not been without challenges. Over the years, signs have emerged that suggest all has not been perfectly smooth in their marriage. From the outside, Harry and Meghan often appear united, smiling at events, holding hands, and sharing public moments of affection. However, closer observations, interviews, and reports by journalists and royal insiders have hinted that behind closed doors, life may not always be as ideal as it appears. Some of the tension is thought to stem from the intense scrutiny they face as members of the royal family and later as independent public figures. Constant media attention can put enormous pressure on any couple, and Harry and Meghan are no exception. One of the early signs of trouble came not long after their high-profile wedding in 2018. Reports began surfacing about disagreements between the couple and other members of the royal family. Sources suggested that Meghan, in particular, struggled to adjust to royal life. She was used to more independence as an actress and a private citizen, and the strict rules and traditions of the royal household sometimes clashed with her lifestyle and personality. Harry, on the other hand, has long spoken about feeling a sense of duty to protect his family while also wanting to follow his own path. Balancing these pressures has not always been easy, and the strain may have caused friction between the couple. Media scrutiny also played a big role in their reported tensions. Meghan, who had experienced public attention as an actress, faced an entirely new level of constant observation when she joined the royal family. Stories, rumors, and even personal attacks became a daily reality. While Harry has always had media attention, he has often been critical of the press and protective of his loved ones. These pressures may have led to disagreements between Harry and Meghan about how to respond to negative coverage and manage public appearances. In 2020, Harry and Meghan made the bold decision to step back from their roles as senior members of the royal family. They wanted to gain more independence, pursue their own projects, and live in the United States. While this move was celebrated by some as a brave step toward personal freedom, it also sparked speculation about tension in their marriage. Making such a significant life change together is not easy, and the adjustment period came with its own challenges. Moving to a new country, setting up a new home, and taking on new careers put pressure on both of them, and even strong couples can feel stress under these circumstances. Interviews with Harry and Meghan have occasionally hinted at the difficulties they have faced. In conversations with media outlets, they have openly discussed struggles with mental health, family dynamics, and feeling isolated from their former support systems. These admissions, while brave, also signal that their marriage, like any other, has faced real challenges They have had to navigate not just the normal ups and downs of a relationship, but also the unique pressures of public life, cultural expectations, and media scrutiny. Another source of tension may have been the differences in their personalities and backgrounds. Harry grew up in the royal family, immersed in its traditions, expectations, and responsibilities. Meghan grew up in a very different environment, accustomed to a career in Hollywood, social activism, and more personal autonomy. While these differences likely brought excitement and growth to their relationship, they also may have led to disagreements over priorities, lifestyle choices, and the best way to manage their new life together. Despite all these challenges, it is important to remember that signs of tension do not necessarily mean the end of a relationship. Many couples face difficulties, disagreements, and periods of strain, especially under extraordinary circumstances like those Harry and Meghan have experienced. Experts in relationships often point out that moments of stress can sometimes strengthen a partnership if both partners are willing to communicate openly, seek help when needed, and adapt to changing circumstances. In public appearances, Harry and Meghan often show warmth, love, and connection, indicating that they continue to work through their challenges together. Their ability to maintain a united front in the face of intense public scrutiny is, in itself, a sign of commitment. While no marriage is perfect, their willingness to take bold steps, speak openly about their struggles, and support each other through difficult times demonstrates resilience. So, why did the divorce hit the UK so hard? Impact of Harry's announcement on the UK. When Prince Harry announced that he is divorcing Meghan Markle, the news didn't just make headlines, it shook the United Kingdom to its core. For many people in the UK, this isn't just another celebrity breakup. It feels deeply personal, like a story that hits close to home. But why does this particular divorce touch so many lives so intensely? To understand, we need to explore the public reaction, the emotional responses, and the reasons this news has become more than just royal gossip. It has become a shared experience for many Britons. First, there's the undeniable fact that the British royal family is a central part of the country's identity. For centuries, royals have represented tradition, continuity, and national pride. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are among the most famous members of this institution, and their lives have been under public scrutiny since the moment they met. When they married almost a decade ago, their wedding was watched by millions around the world. It was a celebration that united people across the UK, sparking excitement, hope, and admiration. Now, years later, the announcement of their divorce feels like a dramatic turn in a story many people have followed closely. For fans and critics alike, it is more than news. It is a deeply emotional event. The public reaction has been a mix of shock, sadness, and curiosity. Social media exploded with responses as soon as the announcement was made. News outlets reported that millions of people were discussing the divorce online within hours. Some expressed sympathy for both Harry and Meghan, recognizing that relationships can be complicated and private matters can be difficult to manage under the intense pressure of fame. Others were surprised, saying that they had not expected this announcement at all. Many Brits admitted feeling personal disappointment, almost as if they had lost part of their own lives in the news. This is unusual for celebrity divorces, but it happens often with royals because of their symbolic role in the nation. The emotions surrounding this news run deep because of the connection the public feels to the couple. Unlike ordinary celebrities, members of the royal family often feel like part of people's own family. Stories of their lives are followed from childhood through adulthood, and their triumphs and struggles are shared across generations. Prince Harry, in particular, has been a figure many feel they know personally. From his childhood in the public eye to his military service and his struggles with mental health, people in the UK have watched him grow, struggle, and triumph. Meghan Markle, though American by birth, quickly became a figure of fascination and admiration, symbolizing modernity and change within the royal family. Her story, too, resonated with many people who admired her independence, confidence, and courage in navigating a highly traditional institution. Another reason this news feels personal is that it reflects universal experiences. Divorce, separation, and personal challenges are things most people understand on some level. When a high-profile couple goes through a public split, it mirrors situations that ordinary people may face in their own lives. While the scale is different, the emotions, heartbreak, disappointment, confusion, are the same. Britons may see their own experiences reflected in Harry and Meghan's situation, which makes the story relatable, despite its royal context. Cultural and media factors also amplify the impact. The UK has a long history of fascination with the royal family. Newspapers, television, and social media platforms constantly cover the lives of royals, and every statement, appearance, or decision is analyzed in depth. In a sense, the royal family lives in a very public, almost mythic space, which makes any disruption in their lives feel dramatic and urgent. When Harry and Meghan announced their divorce, it was not just a personal story. It became a cultural moment, a topic of national conversation, and a subject of endless debate. However, this news hits so hard because it is unexpected. While the public has followed Harry and Meghan through ups and downs, a divorce was not widely predicted. Many believed their love story, celebrated around the world, would endure. The shock element amplifies emotional reactions, creating a mix of disbelief, sadness, and even anger. People react strongly when something they thought was stable and enduring suddenly changes, especially when it involves individuals who have played such a visible and symbolic role in society. How did Meghan Markle react to Harry's decision? Let's take a closer look. Meghan's surprising response. When news broke that Prince Harry had announced he was divorcing Meghan Markle, the world reacted with shock. Headlines flashed across newspapers, social media exploded with reactions, and royal watchers everywhere tried to make sense of this sudden and surprising announcement. Yet one thing quickly became very noticeable. Meghan Markle herself stayed silent. Unlike Harry, who went public with a statement that immediately grabbed attention, Meghan didn't respond. She didn't post on social media, didn't speak to reporters, and didn't issue any official statement. This silence, though quiet, has sparked a whirlwind of speculation. Silence can speak volumes, especially in situations like this. Many experts believe that Meghan's lack of a public reaction doesn't mean she is passive or indifferent. In fact, insiders suggest that her silence might be strategic. Meghan and Harry have long navigated their public life with careful attention to timing and messaging. From their interviews to their official appearances and statements, they have often been very deliberate in how they communicate with the world. Meghan's silence now could indicate that she is carefully considering her next move, waiting for the right moment to speak, or possibly letting her legal team manage the situation behind the scenes. Royal commentators and insiders have shared different theories about what Meghan might be thinking. Some believe she is processing the emotional weight of the announcement. Divorce is never easy, and the intense media scrutiny surrounding Meghan and Harry only amplifies the pressure. Being constantly watched by the public, dealing with social media speculation, and facing reporters' questions can be overwhelming. In this context, her silence might simply be a form of self-protection. By staying quiet, she can focus on her own thoughts, her personal life, and the children involved, rather than getting caught up in a public battle. Others think that Meghan's silence is a calculated response to media frenzy. Over the years, Meghan has had a complicated relationship with the press. She has often been critical of how the media treats her, especially regarding stories about her personal life. By not responding immediately, Meghan may be trying to avoid fueling more rumors or giving the press extra material for speculation. In high-profile situations like this, Every word can be dissected and misinterpreted. Silence can sometimes be a shield, a way to stay in control without escalating public conflict. Interestingly, Meghan's silence might also reflect the modern way celebrities handle personal crises. In the past, members of the royal family were expected to make statements quickly, showing unity or at least acknowledging events. Today, with social media and private legal teams, public figures often choose not to comment immediately. Instead, they may release statements on their own terms, through carefully controlled channels, or wait until the timing is right. Meghan has shown in the past that she knows how to navigate this new media landscape. There is also speculation about the dynamics between Meghan and Harry. Some insiders suggest that Meghan might be processing her own feelings about the divorce privately. Being in a high-profile relationship with constant media attention can create complex emotional situations. Meghan may want to discuss things privately with Harry or with her close friends and advisors before speaking publicly. However, the public and media often read silence as a statement. Some people interpret Meghan's quietness as anger, frustration, or even disagreement. Others view it as a calm, dignified response, showing that she doesn't feel the need to justify herself immediately. So, how about the royal family? How did they respond? The royal family's reaction. When Prince Harry announced that he is divorcing Meghan Markle, the news didn't just shake the public and the media. It also reportedly stirred strong reactions within the royal family. While the world speculates and reacts, insiders have hinted at how King Charles, Prince William, and other senior royals are responding to this sudden, shocking development. The first thing to understand is that the royal family is no stranger to high-profile announcements. Over the years, they have faced marriages, divorces, and personal controversies that made headlines around the globe. But Harry and Meghan's relationship has always been under an unusually intense spotlight. From the moment Meghan joined the family, their lives became a constant subject of media attention, both positive and negative. So it's no surprise that this latest news would spark a mix of reactions among the royals. Reports suggest that King Charles, as the head of the family, is trying to balance his roles as both a father and a monarch. On one hand, he is deeply aware of the emotional impact this divorce may have on Harry and Meghan. On the other hand, he must consider the broader image of the monarchy. Sources say that Charles is reportedly offering quiet support behind the scenes. He is believed to be urging calm and understanding, encouraging both sides to handle the matter with dignity. While the king might feel concerned about the potential media frenzy, he is also trying not to let the family disagreements spill into public controversies that could affect the monarchy's reputation. Prince William, Harry's older brother, is reportedly experiencing a mix of emotions. Over the years, William and Harry's relationship has had its ups and downs, with moments of closeness and periods of tension, particularly after Harry and Meghan decided to step back from royal duties. Insiders suggest that William may feel a sense of concern and even frustration, but also relief that Harry is making a clear decision about his future. William, like Charles, is likely worried about the public and media reaction, but sources indicate that he wants to maintain a supportive stance as a brother, despite any personal feelings about the situation. Other senior members of the royal household, including Queen Consort Camilla and Princess Anne, are also believed to be following the situation closely. Their responses are described as cautious but understanding. The royals, as a whole, are known for valuing discretion and family unity, even during moments of disagreement or crisis. It seems that many of them are focusing on offering personal support privately rather than making public statements. The strategy appears to be to avoid fueling media speculation while still showing care for Harry and Meghan as family members. The reaction of the royal family also reflects a recognition of how complicated Harry and Meghan's situation has become over the years. the couple has faced intense media scrutiny, public criticism, and personal challenges that are well known to the family. Some insiders believe that this awareness adds a layer of empathy to the royals' response. They may be concerned about the emotional toll of divorce, but are also conscious that Harry and Meghan are adults capable of making their own decisions. Public perception plays a significant role in the family's reaction as well. Royals are aware that every statement, gesture, or appearance can be interpreted in countless ways by the media and the public. For that reason, many are reportedly keeping their reactions private, avoiding immediate public commentary. The hope, according to insiders, is that this approach will prevent misunderstandings and allow Harry and Meghan to manage their personal affairs without unnecessary pressure. Interestingly, some sources suggest that there may be a sense of relief among certain family members. While divorce is often difficult, clarity can sometimes bring a sense of peace. By openly acknowledging the end of their marriage, Harry and Meghan are taking control of their narrative. This, in turn, allows the royal family to adjust and support them more effectively without the uncertainty of rumors or speculation. In the midst of this, advisors and close aides are likely working behind the scenes to manage communication, both within the family and with the public. The royal household has experience in handling sensitive announcements, and every effort is probably being made to maintain stability and dignity. This includes coordinating with media outlets, preparing statements, and ensuring that family members can process the news privately before it becomes a public spectacle. What happens next for Archie and Lilibet? Let's take a closer look. Archie-Lilibet future plans. When it comes to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's children, Archie and Lilibet, the question of what happens next is complicated and very important. With the shocking news of Harry and Meghan's divorce, many people are asking, how will the custody of the children be handled? How will the parents co-parent? And most importantly, how could this split affect the future of Archie and Lilibet? Let's take a closer look at all of these questions in a way that's easy to understand. First, the question of custody is key. Custody is about who the children will live with and who will make important decisions about their lives, like schooling, healthcare, and even travel. Since Archie and Lilibet are still very young, custody arrangements will likely be designed to keep their lives as stable and normal as possible. In many cases, both parents may share joint custody, meaning the children spend time with each parent, and both parents have a say in major decisions. However, it's possible that one parent could be the primary caregiver, which means the children live mostly with that parent. Given Harry and Meghan's unique situation, being high-profile royals, constantly in the public eye, and living between the UK and the US, figuring out custody could be more complicated than for most families. Travel restrictions, security needs, and media attention may all play a role in where and how the children spend their time. Next comes the idea of co-parenting. Co-parenting is when both parents work together to raise their children even if they are no longer married. This can include setting rules, planning school schedules, and making joint decisions about activities, holidays, or trips. For Harry and Meghan, co-parenting might mean frequent communication and collaboration to ensure the children feel loved and supported by both parents. However, public disagreements or personal differences could make co-parenting difficult. Experts often say that the best outcome for children is when parents find ways to cooperate and avoid involving kids in adult arguments. For Archie and Lilibet, a smooth co-parenting arrangement could help them feel secure despite the divorce. Another big question is how this situation might affect the children's future. Divorce can be hard on kids, even when parents try to keep things calm. Archie and Lilibet may face challenges like adjusting to different homes, routines, and family dynamics. They may also have to deal with public attention because their parents are famous. This kind of spotlight can be stressful, but Harry and Meghan have previously shown that they are very protective of their children and try to shield them from media scrutiny. Children of divorced parents often benefit from stability, routine, and clear boundaries. The way Harry and Meghan manage the situation could have a lasting impact on how the children cope and grow emotionally. So, what do you think about Prince Harry's shocking announcement? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.